My name is Brad Zamanic, and I'm the pastor at Gulfview Church in Panama City Beach, Florida. And the message I want to get across today was brought to me when I was raising. We have a son and a daughter, and I was taking my son, who was 12 at the time, through Raising a Modern Day Knight. And it was by Robert Lewis, and it was basically allowing take your boys age 12, 13 through 18. And one of the lessons that we had to do was to have your child give you honest feedback of how you're doing as a father. And they said one of the ways to do that was to be able to make him feel comfortable. And for us, that was usually playing basketball, then going to McDonald's for double cheeseburgers. And we sat down, and I asked him, I said, what are some things that I could do better as a father? And he got real quiet, and he told me, he said, Dad, he says, sometimes you just yell at me, and I didn't even do anything wrong. And it hit me a little bit, and I had to think back. I'm a son, a brother. I have two brothers, and the three boys within 3 years. And when growing up, that was how my dad responded. My dad would instantly just yell, not knowing what was wrong or who did it. It didn't matter. And I was passing that same thing on to my son, and he had the courage to say that to me. But it also brought me to the realization as they were growing up, how to be honest with your children, and when you make a mistake, to be able to come to them and to share that you made that mistake. You're not going to be perfect as a father, and you have to come to the realization and have the integrity to know when you haven't. And it came full circle to me before both my children got married. The week before their weddings, I sat with them and I asked them, I said, what thing impacted you the most of me being your father? What was your best memory? And first it was my daughter, and she says, when you came to me and apologized after you punished me. And one time she had a curfew, and I probably was a little harsher than I needed to be. And of all the things I did in fatherhood with her, reading books, going on trips, doing things, the thing that made the most impact to her was when I admitted I was wrong. A couple years later, son's getting married. Same thing. We had this little golf outing, and I sat him aside and I asked him the same question. I said, as a father, I said, what impacted you the most while you're growing up? And again, he said the same thing, is when I admitted that I had made a mistake. And you're not going to be a perfect father. It's impossible to do. But you have to have the heart, the integrity to recognize when you've made those mistakes, to come clean with your children, and to show them what a life of integrity is all about. And when you do something wrong, we dust ourselves off, we repent, we say we're sorry, and then we go back at it again. And we fight to be the men and the fathers that God wants us to be.